The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
I am your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences.
It's intoxicating. The writers just know how to trick you.
There's always a twist in this show. It's nothing you would expect.
Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, January 6th, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies, January 13th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Tell me what you're feeling.
This is a podcast that
Hey, what's happening? This is your host Tinto, and we're back for another fresh episode of 2026. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to everybody that got me coffees, starting with you, Tino, on the 1st of January. Thank you for setting the tone for our year. You gave a generous coffee, but didn't leave a comment. Thank you so much. Next up, I got Eve, another generous coffee, and your comment that reads, keep them coming. I sure will for 2026. And then my Izwirashe, thank you, geez, 5 generous coffees. And your comment that reads, hey Tinto, big fan here. Thank you for keeping us entertained and educated. I really appreciate the work that you put into the podcast. I've learned a lot the past year from our guests, and I have become a better person. Happy New Year to you, and may this year be greater than the last. Hope you will enjoy the coffees. Hey, listen, this is the kind of affirmation I needed to hear right at the beginning of the year. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep this podcast fire. And then Ayo Ayula. Listen, I always forget that you listen in the background. You're one of those people who don't want to be known. You keep it low, but you still keep the support coming, man. Love you long time, man. Your comment there reads, 3 generous coffees, and your comment reads, Tinto, it's been a while. I dropped you some coffees, but here you are, and keeping on. I will definitely keeping on. If you'd like to support the podcast in a similar way, please head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/feeling station and give as the spirit leads. Remember, and always remember, there is nothing too small to support the podcast that you've grown to love. With that out of the way, let's get into this week's episode. But I have to tell you beforehand that this episode does have references to sexual assault. If it is likely that these will trigger you, I strongly recommend that you skip this one and maybe catch the one that comes after.
Is that a breakup? I think we have a situation right here. On the Feeling Station.
Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That is a really weak thank you. Excuse me. Right? This is the, second week of 2026, and this is a kind of thank you I get?
No,
Listen, come correct. Let's try that. Let's try that again. Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Thank you very much.
Hey. For those who are listening to this podcast for the first time, it's a romantic family and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give you lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast, as you know, is incredibly popular for 2 main reasons. The first being, I do my best to give you a name that you're going to use for the duration of the episode. Are you ready for the name I have for you, my friend?
Very ready.
Cool. So I've gone over to the beautiful, sunny, tropical country of Burundi. Oh. And the name that I have for you is Niyonkuru, which is Niyonkuru, Niyonkuru. And what that means is God is great. Okay. Now, I'm inclined to think that's going to be a lot for you to remember. So
can I shorten it?
Please, because it will make my life easier too as I'm talking to you. So do you want it to be Neo or you want it to be Nkuru? Neo. Okay, cool. So your name is Neo. And what's the name of the person you want to talk about?
The name I've chosen is Mtumi, which translates to the sender in my language.
Which is Mtumi?
Mtumi. Okay. Or the one who sends.
Oh, the one who sends. Oh, okay. Interesting. Right. I guess we'll understand why you give that name, right? Or you want to tell us now?
I can tell you now, he
Right,
had
go
a
for
habit of just sending people to me to give me his messages. But that will
What?
become revealed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. And the second reason why the podcast is really popular is they're real life lessons that people walk away with from the story that you're going to share. So, what would you like somebody to take away?
I have quite a few lessons, 10 of them to be exact. So,
Well, wait. How many?
10, sir.
God damn.
Yes. Most of them are related to each other, but I felt they couldn't all fit into one.
Okay, fine. Number
Yeah.
one.
Number one is aim to be equally yoked in relationships, because settling for incompatibility will have you constantly compromising, shrinking, and explaining yourself.
Bongosiami. You know, I need you trying to remember these, yeah? So, okay. You said aim to
hope
be
you have a
equally
pen
yoked in
somewhere.
relationships because settling for incompatibility will have you constantly compromising, shrinking, and explaining yourself. Oh, that's, yeah. I get that. Number two?
Don't remain in situations where you're losing more than you're gaining.
Neil. That's clever. That's clever. But is there a situation where everyone is gaining?
Well, yes, when it's reciprocal, or it feels like you're on equal footing, like you're getting as much as you're giving. I feel like that's
nice.
the ideal.
Yeah. Okay, no. Yeah, you're right. I like that. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Number three?
When it comes to selfish people, learn to put yourself first, because they are doing the same.
100%. This, for me, I think is one of the lessons I learned later on in life, that always put yourself first, because if you're not, the other person is definitely putting themselves first without batting an eyelid. Cool. Number four?
Another person's trauma or insecurities are not yours to fix. That's something that they have to process on their own.
Amen to that. Really, really like that. Number five?
Always believe actions over words.
Goes without saying, right?
Yeah, I don't think we need to expand on that.
Yeah. Number six?
Just because they apologize doesn't mean you must take them back.
Yo, this really resonates with that thing where people say, if you forgive, the expectation is for you to take them back. And yet you can forgive and also decide, nah, you don't need to be
Not
part of
going
this.
back.
Because forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. Cool. What lesson are we on now? 7?
We're going to 7.
Cool.
Never stay with someone because of other people and their opinions. You are the one experiencing the relationship.
In one of the languages I speak, we say vazotin. There are people who have that syndrome, say vazotin, and that's basically saying, what will people say?
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. It's a dangerous place to be if you have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Number 8?
Good sex is not enough to sustain a relationship. Yeah.
Were you the one giving the good sex, or you were the one receiving the good sex in this story?
Receiving.
Hey! And the way you said receiving. It sounds like you're having flashbacks, Neo. What's going on?
I was.
Okay, number 9.
Number 9 is don't dump or lose your friends for a relationship. This relates to 2 characters, but you'll find out in the story.
Cool. Yeah.
Dump relates to one person, lose to another.
And last but not least?
This is the most important one. Don't shit where you eat. That's an idiom that basically tells you not to date at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You leave work situations alone is all there is to say.
Yeah.
I normally repeat these, but because there's 10, look, let's get straight into it. I'll summarize these at the end. Neo, where did you meet him, to me, and why did you decide to give him a chance with you?
I met him at a place that I was working. I'm just out of uni, to give you some context.
Yeah.
Just out of uni, just finished my bachelor's, and I'd applied for an international, or an internship abroad. So in the meantime, I asked my uncle for a job because he runs an adventure camp close to home. It was 30 minutes drive out of town.
Yeah.
So my uncle gives me the job and I get to work there. This is where I meet Mtumi. Can I call him Tumi?
Yeah. Call him Tumi. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Okay. So we started off as friends in this place. And to begin with, we I wasn't feeling him like that to begin with.
Reason being?
He was younger than me.
How much younger?
Like a year and a half younger than me.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So I was like, I just, in my mind, I wasn't even thinking like, okay. He was a friend there. We would do things like watch movies together. What else really? Like just work together, because it's like a team effort when you're working in hospitality. You just have to go to this person in their department, ask them to do this for you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the one night when I get there, I'm feeling cold. I'm in reception, and he like did activities. So I'm feeling cold in reception, and he walks into the building, and I ask him for a blanket, because the situation at work is that since we're out of town, people live at work. So you're working 7 days of the week. Well, you're working 5 days, and then you have 2 days off. That's when you can go home. So we live at work, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So it's cold, and I asked him, can you get me a blanket from your rooms? Because the guy's dorm was actually close to reception, whereas ours was like a 5-minute walk away. So he's like, I'm not going to make that trip, but I can give you my jacket, because he was wearing a jacket. So I thought that was really sweet and chivalrous of him to do. So he gives me this jacket. And then when I'm walking back to my room, I have a character. I'm going to introduce a character here we'll call him Work Husband, right? This is like a friend, a close guy friend that I had. He would always like take it upon himself to walk me back to the girls' dorm at the end of the day, end of my shift. And this is like 8 p.m. at night. So it's dark.
And you met with Work Husband at work?
Yes, I'd actually known him the year before, because I'd worked there for my other uni holiday, like in between semesters.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I come back this time, like the friendship is just what it was. But with Tumi, this is the first time that I'm engaging with him. Okay. So Work Husband is walking me back to the girls' dorm. And when we get there, I give him the jacket that I was borrowed by him to me. And I'm like, please return this, because I don't want this guy to think, to refuse to give it to me the next time because I didn't return it. And he's like, no, you're actually fine. Like, he's one of the kindest guys out here. If you need anything, you can always ask him, and I'm sure he'd like be happy to help out. So that sparks curiosity in me, because I'm like, oh, okay, he seems to be a decent guy. If people are vouching for him like this. But I was like, I just push it off, because I'm like, I don't know. I was curious about him, right? But I was just hesitant to like even try to explore this, because I'm like, I don't know how to word it. I'm like, I'm not here for long. Like, I know that I've applied for this internship opportunity, right? I'm only here for like 3 to 4 months. So anyway, we become friends like that. As time goes on, when he would go off, he comes back, he has lollipops in his bags. He's giving me a lollipop. I'm like, oh, that's nice of you to do. Like, food was currency in this time, because you are in the bush. And sometimes
Okay. Yeah.
we discuss like good food. Like, most of the time we're eating like sadza and beef stew, sadza and beans, you know? So when you can get treats like that, like, oh, this is a packet of chips or like lollipops, it's like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. So him and I are friends for like the first month of my being there. All these things are going on like regularly. When he'd come back, he'd give me like a lollipop. We'd watch movies together after work. And then there was one night in particular where we're sitting by the computer at reception watching a movie. And I had brought my blanket with me because it was cold. This time I'd learned my lesson. So I was now carrying my fleece around. And I'm sitting next to him. So I force him to get under the blanket as well, to put it on his lap, because I'm like, you're going to get sick, and then you're going to make me sick because we spend time together.
Yeah.
In comes some of our coworkers, like 2 of the guys, and they're like, you guys are sharing a blanket. You know, they're teasing us like, oh, you guys look so cute together, what. And I'm not taking this seriously. Anyway, we move on from this. And then there's one night where, this is like late January, so it's been about a month of friendship. We are sitting at reception, about to start a movie because I've just finished my shift, and electricity goes out, it's load shedding. So I step outside for some fresh air, because I'm like, why am I inside if I'm not doing like... Actually, I was still doing my report. We hadn't started watching the movie, but we were waiting for me to finish my report so we can get into the movie. So electricity goes, and I step outside for some fresh air. Tumi follows me, And we start talking. He suggests we do mini golf, and it's dark, but I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's be spontaneous. Why not? We play. We're laughing, like it's vibes, whatever. And then after mini golf, I think he let me win also. We move over to like the fire pit. There was no fire burning, but it's like a fire pit where you can sit.
Yeah.
And as we approach this pit, there's like beetles around because it's like rainy season. So I asked him to kill the bugs, and he would just do stuff like that, like just kill bugs or whatever. So I'm liking this about him. I'm liking that he's chivalrous. He was offering to like carry bags. There was a time we had to move, and I had a satchel and a bucket. And he offers, he's like, can I carry that for you? So I'm liking that he's coming across sweet. So when we get into this fire pit, he gets to confessing his love, basically. He says, I have something to tell you, but I don't want you to get mad, but I just have to get this off my chest, right? So I'm listening, and he's basically talking about how in the last month that we've been hanging out or whatever, he's started to fall for me, and he wants this to be a relationship, like he wants this to be a thing. So I'm like, okay. Why not? Even though I knew in the depth of my heart, today I'm leaving this country in a few months. I was like, okay, why not? Let's have a little summer romance, you know. To preface this also, this was my first boyfriend. So up until this point, I had not engaged with a man. Right.
At all.
Well, okay, this is complicated because I had lost my virginity like at the beginning of January. This is now end of January. So that was the only experience I'd ever had with a man. But like in terms of like dating and being in a relationship, to me was going to be the first.
Okay. I want to be careful how I ask this.
Okay. No, ask it anyhow, actually.
That first person who you were intimate with, why was he out of the picture at this point?
Okay, so he was in a relationship. He also worked at this place. It was New Year's Eve. We're all getting drunk in the boys' dorm. This guy is in a relationship, but somehow we ended up doing what we did. And that was just the end of it. We were both drunk, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Got it.
Yeah. So he's in a relationship. I just did not want to cause any drama because the girl also worked there. So I was like, let's leave this.
Okay.
So now to me, he's proposing a relationship. I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. Okay. So that was it. Like we both, and I confessed back. I'm like, oh, I actually like you too. Like I find you very interesting. Because I was attracted to him physically. He's like tall, broad shoulders, well-built, muscled, kind of.
It didn't. Yeah. It doesn't sound like those are things that caught your attention at the beginning because I asked you.
Did you?
Yeah, I asked you why you went into him, and you said because he was too young. He's still young.
Yeah, that was like an objection that I had.
What do you mean an objection you had?
Okay, so because remember how we started as friends.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I've classified this man as a friend, even though I find him slightly attractive.
So you were fighting yourself.
Yes. I was.
You're fighting your own feelings and your own hormones. So you were attracted to the man. But you said, I'm going to use age as the reason why I can't be as attracted to him as I really want to be.
Yeah.
But now you spent more time in that feeling of age. I mean, you started singing to yourself, age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah, so he was attractive in that sense. Plus also I mentioned he was kind and sweet. So I was like, okay, why not give this a try?
Okay.
Right. So what happens is while we were sitting in this fire pit, I think I'd mentioned how, I want to actually get like more active because I missed just like going on runs and whatever. That was like my routine when I was back in uni. But now that I'm home and I'm living in the mountains and I'm also working reception where I'm confined behind a desk for like 10 hours, I was like, no, I want to do something more active in the mornings. And he's like, I can take you for a hike because we are in the mountains. I'm like, cool, that sounds like a plan. We plan for tomorrow, 6 a.m. We're going. Go to bed. He walks me back to the girls' dorm. This is the first time that he'd walked me back because all this time work husband was the one that was walking me back. So anyway, he walks me back to the girls' dorm. The next morning we go on a hike. It was very awkward, I think, because we were just like trying to feel each other out. It was, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was just shy because, like I said, I didn't have any experience, and New Year's Eve was like drunk. So I had no idea what I was doing. So when he initiated a kiss, I felt like I was really awkward doing that. But over time we learn and whatever. So on that first walk, what's happening is just like, we just like kissed and held hands and whatever. So I was like, okay, so this is what we do. We just move lips like this. It's just awkward for me. But over time, like I learned, yeah. So then the next day when we go on the hike, when that awkwardness kind of dissipates, that's when we actually did the deed on like a big rock in the mountains. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm laughing because I've heard of expressions where people say, we don't want any funny bush business, yeah? I've heard that experience, that expression before. You found yourself between a rock and a hard place. Like
exactly. That's what it was. That's what it was.
How did you feel about having sex for the first time in a bush?
It was strange, but it felt like strangely liberating. Like I was like, oh, I could get used to this. The caress of the breeze in the early morning.
The caress of the
birds
breeze.
are chirping. Yeah. Yeah.
This is absolutely brilliant. No, I just like how you played with the words because you had a sexual moment. There's obviously some caressing from somebody's hands, but your language is about the caress of the breeze.
The breeze.
Yeah, that was very clever. Okay, no, that was clever.
Yeah.
You're scared of bugs. Right.
I am.
So weren't you worried about? Weren't you worried about
there
bugs?
There were some ants somewhere on the ground, but he stomped them.
But in that moment, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter in the moment.
Okay, fine. All right, cool. Hey, yeah, you made my evening there. Okay, cool.
So that happens, and it happened that it was unprotected at that moment. So I'm here stressing. I'm like, I cannot get pregnant because I can't go on this internship thing if I get pregnant. But also I just genuinely don't want to have a kid. So I'm panicking. And then I remember that my dad was going to pop by later on that afternoon to bring me like provisions, cereal and whatever. So I had to lie to my dad now and say, Daddy, could you please get me this pill at this pharmacy? My friend needs it. She's having an emergency. Lapo, the emergency was mine.
Wait a minute. You asked your dad to get you an after morning pill?
Yes, I had to. I was like, I have nowhere else to get it. I'm in the bush and my next off is in like 3-4 days. So that's enough time for the egg to implant. I'm not taking chances. So this was my only resort.
So when in your mind you thought your dad bought that, auntie?
He did buy it.
He just didn't tell you didn't buy it.
No, he did. Like I asked him because he was going to come around. So I'm like, please, could you get this for my friend? And he goes, oh, you mean like buy it, like believe my story?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he didn't address it. So I'm happy to think that he didn't know and he really believed it was for my friend. So I'm like, Daddy, my friend is having an emergency, but she will pay me back once on payday or whatever, but she needs this today, please. And it's like, okay, you're making me do errands for you, but it's fine. So when my dad gets there with the pill, he's like, where's my money? I'm like, no, she said she'd pay me back. So you're not getting money right now. Anyway, I didn't give him the money. I kept it because it was mine. So that's what happens with, I'm taking plan B is basically what I'm trying to set as like a basis for this story, right?
Yeah.
So I take it that time. And then later that day in the evening, we get to doing it again. And he hadn't carried a condom. And I'm like, we're not doing this without a condom. Like I literally gave him a mantra.
Shamad, what was the point, Shamad? What was the point? What was the point?
What do you mean? I've taken the plan B for the morning, but for the evening session, I'm not about to do this again. Because who will I ask for a plan B next? My dad is not going to keep coming to visit me. And he will stop believing my story if I'm asking too often. You know? So that evening, I give him a mantra. I'm like, no condom, no rounds.
Yeah. Okay.
So he sees good. I'm not going to change my mind about this. He quickly runs up to the housekeeping closet to get a condom. And by runs up, I mean like he literally was willing to go up a 50-meter slope because we are down in the valley of the mountain by like the zip line landing thing. Like we were outside all the time. Don't judge the locations that this is happening.
Hey,
But he's willing to sprint up.
it's you describing them. You're leaving me with no option.
No, I just want to paint a clear picture that a lot was going on here.
Okay. Right.
So he sprints out to go get the condom and comes back and everything is business as usual. Fine. So this keeps going for like 2-3 days until...
What keeps going for 2-3 days?
The morning, evening sessions that we are having. Yes, the rendezvous. Until we get to, I think, my day off. For this week, I was not able to get 2 days for some reason. I think someone had an emergency and I had to stay for like 1 extra day to cover that gap. So I'm only getting 1 day off. I'm like, it's not worth it for me to go into town, go home, and then have to come back tonight because it costs money. One, you have to think of transport, but also it's just time consuming if you're driving for 45 minutes to and fro. So I'm like, I'm going to stay in the dorms for my day off. And he's like, no, actually, I have the same day off. How about we go on our first date? He takes me to town on that day. So at the end of the day, we actually spent the transport money, just that we didn't spend it going home. He takes me into the Natural History Museum, something like that. But it's along the main road when you're coming into town. Takes me to that museum. It was a cute date, Shame. Like, we were walking around, viewing the displays. He's here taking candid photos of me. I'm sprinting off to try and like bang on the drum, even though there's a sign that's saying don't touch. But me, I was like, I want to hear how it sounds. So he was like chasing after me while I'm trying to hear how the drum sounds. We are kissing in the mine exhibit because it was like a dark display, what tunnel that they had there. Like, it was a cutesy date, right? And then afterwards we go for lunch. He takes me to this rugby field place down on like 2nd Avenue. He's telling me how, I used to come here all the time when I was in school to train for rugby. This is how I learned that he used to play rugby. And we're having like bride meat and ciders and whatever. It's like it's a chill vibe. And then at the end of this date, his best friend calls. The best friend used to work at this company that we are working at, but he's no longer there. So he's calling, or the best friend called him, asking where we were or where he was, so he can come collect money because they owed each other money or something. Best friend rocks up towards the end of the date, gets the money, and then this man, Mtumi, is like, oh, by the way, did you know we are dating? So I'd met the best friend last year, like we worked together, so he knew who I was. He's like, oh, wow, really? Nice. And then...
In all of this, you're making it feel like this was a go with the flow thing. Did you know...
Like this date?
No, did you know you were a girlfriend?
Oh, yes, I did. Like, he asked to be an item when we were in the fire pit. So to me, that meant exclusively you're my girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was no specific wording to say.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make it clinical.
Yeah.
People who listen to this podcast already have picked up that if a guy hasn't said it for me, excuse my French, you're fucked. Right? It's never going to work the way that it's supposed to be, because purely there is just no accountability from the guy, because he knows he hasn't said anything. So you've described it as saying he said you were an item. You know what that meant.
Yeah.
What did that mean?
It just means we are together. It's you and I. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's how I understood it.
Yeah, it could be that simple. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, no, the date goes on, like he tells the best friend, which for me was like, hey, okay, it's been 4 days and already we are like proclaiming the relationship. Fine. We spent the rest of the day going around town. He had to go to a little corner, buy his weed. I had to go to the market, get some toiletries, and then we decided to buy some alcohol so that when we get back, we're chilling with the rest of our coworkers, we can have drinks. We do that. We get into the, what's it called? The taxis, them shikashikas that take us there. The car that we got at this point, it was late in the evening. It was like 6. It's starting to get dark. So we just took whichever car we could get. We get into this omnibus. The guy is telling us, I don't do trips to, like, I won't veer off the main road. Because what you could do, it was $2 if you were going to remain on the main road. Like, they just take you and drop you at the main road where you're supposed to walk. It was like a 2-kilometer dust road. So if they drop you at the main road, it's $2. You pay an extra $1, they deliver you to the gate. This person is refusing to do delivery, and it's getting dark. In this area, there's some muggings that have been going on. Tumi, in fact, actually had his phone stolen on Christmas while he was walking these paths. I'm like, we're going to die.
Have you seen this meme of this girl who receives a cake that's on fire and she goes, "You're going to kill us."
Yes, you're going to kill us.
So that's what you were thinking in that moment, right?
I was like,
"You're going to kill us."
I'm going to die.
Okay.
Anyway, we go. He's like, no, don't worry. I'm here to protect you. What? You know, and I used to live in the bush. He's telling me that he used to be a gweja, which is like an informal miner. So you're living in the bush. I'm like,
what?
Who am I dealing with here?
What did you call it?
Gweja.
A gweja.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
So this is someone who used to work in the mines?
No, they do like informal mining. Like you live in the bush, you identify a spot where there's mineral deposits, and then you just like informally try to dig those up and sell them.
What's the difference between a gweja and korokoza?
I guess it's the same thing, actually. I think it's just the terminology.
Cool.
Korokoza would probably be the Shona.
Right.
word
Got
for
it. Yeah.
So it's telling me, no, me, I used to live in the bush. I had to fight off some animals and whatnot. You are safe with me, baby. I'm like, okay. So we are marching through the dark here. We are chicharing, power walking. We get to the camp safely, thankfully. I decide to go shower, and then we go back up to the main building. Now it's after hours, it's after 8. So everyone's off work and just hanging around. People would hang around like reception and like the outside areas because there's Wi-Fi there. So everyone's just out and about. Plus also it's around dinner time. So me and him get there. We have brought the alcohol, so everyone's just having a good time. It's been a good day. And while we're sitting around with these people, he's telling me, my roommates are actually out. Like they're off also. So the room is all mine today. So there's a boys' dorm, and then him and a few friends, like him and his best friend the year before, had claimed like a storage closet and like converted it to a room that could fit 3 beds. So that's what he's referring to when he says the room, because there's definitely still other people in the main dorm. But this little room of his where he was sleeping with just 2 other guys, he's like, oh, they're not here. So tonight you get to be on a bed. Yeah.
How did you feel?
I was happy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you can laugh.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm all right now. Go for it. I'm good now.
Okay, so around about 9, 10, we retire to this room for the night. And I get there and I can see, this person actually made an effort to clean up, like there's guests. Because I'd been to the room like once and it was not in the same state that I'm seeing it in now. So I'm like, you actually made an effort to clean up. I appreciate that. I'm in a good mood. I offer this men head. I'm like, do you want me to give you head? He's like, of course. We get to doing the do. It's head, it's missionary, it's doggy style. And then he suddenly is like, do you want to try anal? I'm like, sure. Because I'm curious at this point. I am on a sexual discovery journey. So I'm like, let's try all the positions. Why not? What do I have to lose? So we are trying to insert in sim 2. After 2 thrusts, I was like,
to insert into sim 2?
Yeah, sim number 2 is, I'm like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my friend, it's not working. I'm not here for this. He's like, no, just keep trying. Like, maybe it will feel better. It was not feeling better. He tries lubrication. It's not working. I'm like, please, can we stop? This man does not listen to me. I'm like, can you stop? He's like, no. And then, like, I was now at this point holding his thigh. Like, he's behind me, right? So I'm holding his thigh to, like, prevent him getting closer to me. And he's like, fine. At this point, I, like, had been crying in pain because the anal was not nice, right? So I'm crying in pain, like I'm screaming out and whatever. And he's like, okay, fine. And he reverts to sim 1. But at this point, I'm not in the mood anymore. So I'm like, can we just stop? And he's like, no, I can't stop. He's like, I'm not stopping until I come. Man, keeps going. And I'm just laying there. I think at some point I dissociated because I'm like, I'm no longer here. And then when he finally finished, I start sobbing, like full on crying. I'm like, I think I was just in shock. I was like, this cannot be the same guy who was telling me that he cares about me. I'm like a treasure to him. What? Like, how can you say all that and then you treat me so callously? So I'm like, no, I need to go. As soon as he was done, I'm like, I need to go. And I'm crying and I leave him there in the room. He's trying to follow me. I'm like, please don't follow me. I just need to be away from you right now. He's like, no, what did I do? And he's like, at this point, he's like slurring his words because we were drunk at this point. Like, we'd had drinks before. So I go back to the dorm. Well, I didn't go back straight. Like, I went into the shower of like the, what's it called? The bathroom by the main building. And just washed myself because at that point I felt like really dirty and sweaty and like, yeah. So the next morning I wake up and I'm in pain. Like, he had like scratched the flesh of my bum, Tinto. I had these hickeys on my neck and my bum was obviously sore and I can't sit down. So I'm there at work and I'm like struggling to sit down. He comes into reception expecting the usual greeting. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. And he's like, what's wrong? So it seemed to me that he didn't remember what he did the night before. And I'm just there like, how can you not remember that you hurt me? So this goes on for like 2 days, me ignoring him and whatever. And on the first day, he just kept trying to talk to me and I would walk away. Like, I was not even in the mood to hear his voice. And then the second day he sees, Kuti, I'm not responding to him. Maybe I'll respond to other people. So he starts sending like random people. Like, they're not random because I knew them. But like, he would send the girl I work with at reception and just say, oh, please go tell Neo that I'm sorry. This person would come and say, this person says to tell you that they're sorry. I go for lunch. He's recruited one of the chefs there to tell me, please forgive my brother. He's sorry. And I'm like, what is he sorry for? He's like, I don't know. He didn't tell me the story. He just told me to tell you that he's sorry. So, yeah, I asked him, no, I didn't ask him at that point. Later that evening, someone else apologizes to me. And I'm not in the mood to hear it, right? But then he finally comes to me. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Can you just tell me where the rest of the alcohol went? Because at that point, I think I just wanted to drink and not think about this. He tells me, we finished the alcohol. I'm like, you drank the alcohol that I left and I hid. Wow. Anyway.
Yeah. I've been avoiding asking, but I think it's fairly obvious what you felt had happened. Right? Did you talk to anyone about that?
Yes. Well, not anyone professionally, but I definitely
in the
talked
moment
to my friends.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What did your friends say? You should do.
Oh, they said just leave this man alone, bruh. Like clearly this is not going anywhere good. But slowly he was breaking me down with all these apologies and messengers and whatever. But this was not the point where I had broken down. So anyway, that evening he tells me there's no alcohol. So I just go to sleep. No, actually, I think I went to hang out with work husband. Because I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk to you tonight. I'm not watching a movie with you. Like, just leave me alone.
Let's just talk about that alcohol bit for a sec. First time you had sex was when you're drunk with the guy who was in a relationship with someone. You've mentioned alcohol a few times here. What was going on with you and alcohol at the time? Did you
Nothing.
Did you just like how it tasted? What was going on?
I liked how it tasted, but also like we're in the bush, Tinto. There's not much to entertain ourselves with. It's your phone, it's alcohol, it's the people around you. It's
okay.
Like, yeah.
Right.
So it was just like a culture at this point. Like, oh, yeah, just drinking regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hang out with work husband. Work husband walks me back to the girls' dorm at the end of the night. The next day I'm off. So I'm happy that I'll be away from this man. And I'd scheduled like a coffee date with my friend. So as soon as I go to, I think it was when I got to the room, like after work husband Perekets at me, like accompanied me. I get a text on my phone. It's like, oh, do I scare you that much? You don't even want to have me walk you back to the room. And I'm like, does this man remember what happened or not? Like, why are you asking me if I'm scared of you that much? So I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't want to entertain it. So I miss the message. I ignore the message. I go home, have coffee with my friend. My friend is telling me, obviously, to leave this man. When, like during the date, messages start coming in. He's like spamming my phone, just saying, I'm sorry. I just remembered what I did or what happened. I know that what I did, probably you, in that moment, you felt stripped of your dignity, and I'm really sorry. I was just really like in the moment, and the alcohol and the weed was like, it had possessed me basically. So I'm like,
did you take weed too, or no?
No, I did not. But he smoked like every day religiously. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, at this point, I'm seeing all these like text messages, and it's wearing me down. It's making me feel like, oh, maybe I mistook it, or like, I don't know. I just felt like maybe I misunderstood the situation and I should maybe talk to him about it. Because now that he's remembered, I'm like ready to have the conversation when I get back. So my date with my friend ends. I go back the next day or the day after, I don't remember. And like on my way to the building, because like in the morning when you're walking up the slope to the reception building, like he would be like somewhere in the middle. There's like a ground where the quad bikes would drive and whatever. So he meets me there, or like I'm walking past there and he's there. So he's like, no, I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. I know what I did was wrong and I promise I wouldn't do it again. So I forgive him at that point. I was like, okay, fine. I forgive you. We can move on and try again. Try whatever this was that we were about to begin. So that's how I forgave him the first time. Right. The relationship continues and we are getting to know each other in the week and a half after this. And I'm learning a lot more about him and just about like his past. He's telling me, obviously, the stuff about being a Gweja before. I'm like, okay. And I asked him, like, at what age did you become a Gweja? If you are 21 right now, and you are telling me that you've worked this and you've been working here at this company for 2 years as well. It's like, I was like 16. So basically what happened is he finished his O-levels And at this point, his dad had remarried a stepmom that he didn't like, so he felt it was best for him not to live with the family, and he just went out to seek employment for himself. So that's how he ended up working, like in the bush or whatever.
Got it.
So he's telling me that. He's telling me also, I think at some point he disclosed that he didn't have the best relationship with his dad because when he was in high school, like just starting out, he had a chance to get like a rugby scholarship or whatever, and the dad didn't want to sign the paperwork for something. So he resented the dad for that. So this just paints the picture that he didn't have the best relationship with his father. His mom had passed away when he was like 7 also. So I think he just felt, I don't know, like he has no sense of belonging, I guess we could say. Yeah. And he's telling me that, oh, you actually remind me of my mom, or the little that I remember about her. Like, you're personable. Like, I was just friendly with everyone in this company. Like, I had no enemies to my knowledge. So it's like, no, I've like observed you and I'm seeing like traits about you that I like that kind of remind me of my mom. You're like really kind and whatever. So I'm hearing all this, and obviously my head is growing a bit big. I'm feeling my ego inflate. I'm like, yes, I am the shit. He's telling me all that. And then I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh, I disclosed to him this America thing that I'd applied for, this internship abroad. Because I'm like, okay, you deserve to know that this might not be long term. Once I leave here, I don't know if we're going to be anything. Because in all this, he'd been like telling me how, no, I want something long term. I want us to like, he's just like, I want a committed relationship. I'm tired of being in the streets or whatever. And me, in this moment, I knew that that's not what I was not going to give him that. Like, I'm not in a position to give you that because I'm already planning to leave the country in a few months.
Is this because you knew that you can't do long distance, or?
I knew that I can't do long distance.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not, because I'm really bad with things like texting and keeping up communication, even with my own parents. Like, my parents will call me once every 2 days and be like, why is it always me that's calling you? Or like, you haven't replied to my message that I sent you this morning. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I get very overwhelmed if people want my attention constantly. So yeah, my parents like to have like daily calls, and I'm not. Like, I can do 1 a week or like 2 a week and I'm fine. So it's just those kind of things. I'm like, in a relationship, I'm not going to prosper here. So I tell him about the America thing, and he's like, do you think we could work long distance? And me, in this instance, honestly, I chose to be selfish and lead him on and say, yeah, I don't see why not. I just wanted to keep him around for Dick, honestly. At this point, that's what was happening in my mind.
You just wanted to keep him around for Dick?
Yes, I was like, one of the perks of this relationship is sex, so I don't want to give that up.
But what else was good besides that? Because he's still kind, and remember, that's the things that you said I liked about him. You said he's not one of those guys you would say chivalry is dead because he was doing, I don't know how to express the word, chivalrous stuff.
Yeah.
You liked that. You liked that he was a strong build and all of that.
Yeah.
But it sounds like all that there is left now is just the sex. And this is because of how he made you feel, right, when that incident happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know, I think I got, like I said, my ego was like growing whenever he would give me like these compliments of like, oh, I see this, that's about you, that's good, and that I like. I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, I felt powerful in a sense, yeah, this man is really seeing me in a good light. So that's most of the reason why I stayed, honestly. But there was nothing else to come into this relationship.
Had you thought about leaving at some point so far?
Yes. Quite. Like, in this getting to know each other and just getting all this information. It's like I was gathering data on like, what can I use to get out, because I could see this is not going to last.
Right.
But I need to have a good reason for when I present. This is why I can't do this. Yeah. It's because I had led him on and said, no, I wanted something long term. So now I'm trying to gather information to like, I don't know, cause a fight or just like make him see that, no, I can't do this. Right. So as much as I'm learning about his family as well, I'm learning how we are very different in terms of like our views on education, finances, and whatever. And that's giving me pause as well, because he's telling me, like, for example, I had an iPhone 11 at the time. And he's asking me, so how much is this phone? And I'm telling him like some $100, a couple $100. And he's like, why would people pay that much for a phone? And I don't know, these kinds of conversations where people ask you like, why would you pay that much for this kind of thing? Like, I done my nails. He's asking me, why would you pay $15 for acrylic nails? Like, for me, that's so annoying, because it's like, I'm of the belief that money is like a resource and you can use it to get things or to obtain features that you like. So like with an iPhone, I'm buying it because I want the camera. I'm very big on like posting content, recording vlogs. So obviously I'm going to invest in a phone. I viewed it as an investment. Getting my nails done is an investment.
Isn't it funny how somebody can be asking you questions about why did you pay that money and yet they are not trying to do that for you?
Exactly. That's
do you know? I think that's a question to ask if you're trying to do it for the person, not if they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. So like these kind of conversations, like it's clocked to me that, we don't have the same perspectives on like what money is.
Yeah.
We are clearly not in the same educational bracket as well. You're telling me you stopped at O level with just the 5 subjects that you need, that bare minimum. I've gotten my bachelor's. What else was there, honestly? Like just the way we'd grown up. In his leaving home after O level, also, he was now living like in the village with his grandmother. The village is very close to where we work. Like it's walking distance. It's also like in between Bulawayo and Escotini. So eventually one of the days I'm off again, and I'd only gotten one day on this week again. So I spent the day at work instead of going back home. He's like, I have been sent to go to like my village or whatever, because there was a specific breed of grass or something that they wanted him to get there and then bring back and plant here. Because business was slow. So most of the activities guys were now assigned to like these labor tasks like landscaping and whatever, just to beautify the area. So they're like, today the assignment is to go and get this like shoots of this grass and come plant it here on this ground. So it's like, I'm going to go get that. Do you want to come with me? And me, I have nothing to do. I'm off. So I go with him to this village. We get to a spaza shop. On the way, we're obviously passing homesteads and whatever. It took us like an hour and a half, and it was supposed to rain, but that's not really important for now. We get to the spaza shop. He introduces me to the girl behind the counter. He's like, this is my sister, my older sister. This sister looks at me and says, wow, you've brought us someone to help us with this land or with this. The area was like overburdened with grass. It's overgrown grass. And I'm thinking, these people, you see a potential Makoti and you're thinking labor. I will not be fine here. You know, like, this is not for me. Shame. While we are there, a cousin of his also pops up with a group of friends. This cousin had worked at the place we're working, right? But he was like a casual worker. So like if we were having high volumes of people coming through, they needed more people to help with activities. So that's how I knew him from the year before. Also, we had some sort of rapport. So this cousin pitches up and he gives me a hug. He's like, wow. He's pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect you to see your kind in these parts.
Your kind?
I felt that. Your kind, like...
what does that mean to me?
Essentially, like... it reinforced to me that I actually was not this man's type. Like, you don't belong here. Like, a girl like you... Because he knew that, like my background, like how I'd went to like a private all-girls school, studied outside of the country. I spoke English with a twang. They're like, this girl is a bit bougie. What are you doing with him? That was kind of the implication of that statement from my perception. Like, I didn't expect to see your kind in these parts. Welcome to... And then he names the area. So I'm like, I just mentally filed that statement also. Like, this is where it starts processing for me. But I really should not be with this man.
Yeah.
For more reason than just the sexual assault. So we see the village and whatever. We go back to the place we work, everything is fine, it's normal, whatever. Comes Valentine. In my job, well, I worked reception. So part of the task that we were given, we were also marketing at the same time. So we're here coming up with promotions for Valentine's to like attract the couples to come to the place. And I didn't, it's not that I had expectations per se for Valentine's Day, but I was like, oh, this is my first Valentine's as someone's girl. Let's see what happens. What's up on the Mjolo side? Nothing happened that day. I got nothing, not even a chocolate.
Like 0, 0.
Zero.
Yo.
So it's the evening. He could see that I'm a bit sulky. He's like, what's going on? Is it because I didn't do anything for Valentine's? And I'm like, yeah, actually, that's what this is about. He's like, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want to celebrate you. It's just that my mom died around this time in February. My mom passed, so I'm just not in the mood to be celebrating anything. What else did he say? But he's like, oh yeah, but I'm serious about you. And then like we were sitting by the computer and he opens YouTube and he plays me this song. He's like, no, actually, she's like, let me show you something. And he plays me some song, basically dedicating the song. He's like, no, I like you. The lyrics are also telling the girl that, oh, you're the one for me. Like I see all these girls, but you are the one. And I just wasn't feeling it at this point. I'm like, this is like, I feel like getting a song dedicated was one of those things that, like, when I was watching rom-coms growing up, I was like, oh, I can't wait to be in a relationship where someone dedicates a song to me and we played at the wedding, like, oh, this is our song. And now I'm just getting a song, like, as a Valentine's apology. Like, it just didn't feel, yeah. So it was a lackluster attempt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I just find it funny that this guy presents himself as being oblivious to things. He presented himself as being oblivious to sexual assault. He's presented himself as oblivious to what needs to be done romantically on Valentine's Day. And then he makes the comment to then say, oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. He suddenly remembers. Suddenly remembers the incident.
That was my thing too. I was like, do you remember or do you not?
Well, he kind of played the card that, no, I don't. And then when it was convenient, he did remember. And then same thing with this Valentine's Day thing, kind of paints a picture to say, it's not really anything I think about my mom. And then he then remembers by saying to you, oh, is it because of this?
Yeah.
Those are just some crazy indicators of somebody who is abusive.
Yeah.
One, we already know that sexually, yes, he is abusive. And right now, it's feeling like he's got a touch of emotional abusiveness in himself. In knowing that he knows how to manipulate a situation to work in his favor at the expense of your emotions. That's what it's really starting to feel like. And I guess you felt the same, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That was not the worst of it, though. We keep going. So, okay, at this point, when I'm sulking about the Valentine's thing, he had this ring that he wore on his ring finger. So he takes it off and he gives it to me. He's like, I want you to wear this as like a reminder to yourself that I actually do care about you and I like you and I want to eventually marry you. I put it on my thumb because obviously my fingers are smaller than his. And I wear this ring for a little bit. I go home and I tell my friend, like, oh, this ring that he gave me, whatever. And she's like, this feels, I don't know, like she just didn't have a good feeling about the ring, right? So after this Valentine's thing, we start having like fights. So what would happen is this man, I've already established that we're not having sex without a condom. I'm not breaking my stance on that.
How long has this been, by the way, at this point that you're describing?
It's like mid-February. So we've been together for like 3 weeks.
And was he consistently insistent on having unprotected sex? Generally, like, was he trying to have it without it? Because I know you've made it clear that, look...
he would ask, like, can we, today, can I just not wear it? And I'm like, no, I'm not getting pregnant. Yeah. And he would then wear it, but like begrudgingly. And I'm like, whatever.
Where were STDs in your mind at this point? Because you've spoken about the pregnancy bit quite a bit, but you're not really talking about sexual health here.
Hold on. In my mind, honestly, at this point, I was not thinking of STDs at this point. Like, I knew they were reality, but my bigger fear was pregnancy. Because pregnancy, everyone can see, but in STD, you can hide. So that was my big problem. I was like, hey, it's pregnancy.
Yeah, okay.
A child.
Yeah. Okay.
So at this point, I'm not really thinking about STDs. My biggest concern is pregnancy. And I've expressed to this man my reasons for not wanting to fall pregnant. I'm telling him that, no, one, I'm not ready to be a parent. I feel like there's things I need to do to set myself up first before I consider bringing a life into this world. Number two, which is related to that, is the fact I'm trying to learn from history. My old mother had told me, like, my mom got her master's in her 50s and she was telling me that, because I think I'd asked her, like, why did you wait so long to, like, go back to school? And she's like, no, it's just that when we had you, like, your dad didn't really want me going back to school because that meant I wouldn't be around much for you guys as you're growing up. So I just like postponed that. So I just didn't want to be in the same position as that where I'm like, I had a child when I'm 23. Now I can't continue because my aspiration is to study until PhD eventually.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not going to sacrifice that dream. I'm going to learn from my parents' mistakes and do better. So that was it for me with pregnancy. Like, also, it would just be disappointing. Like, I know my parents always used to say, wait until after you finish university to like date and have like a family or whatever. Because, like books before boys, that whole thing.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I was like, getting pregnant would just be like a slap in the face of all the things that they've sacrificed to get me to where I'm at. So I'm not about to do that. Plus, I have this internship that I want to go for. I can't do that if I'm pregnant. So, I'm telling him all these reasons and I'm expecting this man to understand. And he's just telling me, but it can't be that bad. Like for me, most of my friends have had their first kids. And I just thought once I get to 21, which is the age he was, I'd like start trying for a first or something. So don't you want to give me a baby? I'm like, no. So we start having fights here about the whole condom issue. There was a time where we're having sex and my back is to him, obviously, in this position that we are in, when suddenly I feel a warm liquid on my bum. Before we started this, I heard a rustling like a condom wrapper because you were supposed to put on the condom, but you didn't. So I look at him like, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm sorry, but at least I didn't come inside. I'm like, the fuck? I thought that was like a one-off thing until like 2-3 days later, we're having sex again, same position. I feel warm liquid on my bum. I'm like, what's going on with you? Like, why are you trying to make this a habit? And he's telling me, no, it's because the condom ripped in the middle, but like you saw me put it on this time. So I'm sorry, but like it wasn't my fault. And I was just like, I'm trying to explain the concept that this is also sexual assault, what you're doing, because I should have a say in whether we continue once the condom is out of the equation. Because that's literally a form of sexual assault. It's called stealthing when don't inform the partner that you are doing this without.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And he's like, no, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sorry, but I didn't come inside. And I was just growing exasperated with this man at this point.
So explain to me, what was the warm liquid?
Like sperm, semen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at this point, because we are having this friction, I start like distancing myself from him. I'm so sorry. There's something that I forgot to mention just before Vale. It was work husband's birthday. So me and a co-worker at reception are like discussing, what can I do for him? Because I wanted to do something for him, especially because we were friends. So I'm like, I'm obviously going to bake him a cake, but like, what else can we do? I want to get him something that will last beyond a cake that you eat in 2 minutes and it's gone. And we're planning gifts. And he walks into reception and he asks like, what are we talking about? And this person explains, we're planning for Habi's birthday. And he's like, oh, sweet. Sweet is like sharp. Okay, fine. But like you could tell he was annoyed by this. So we later had a conversation later that evening. And he's asking me, like, why are you so attached to this man? Like, why can't you just like not play with him anymore now that I'm in the picture? Like, I'm your man. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. This man has been a friend to me since last year. He was one of the first people that actually like just were my friend organically. Because, you know, when you come into a place and you are obviously there because of nepotism, because this is my uncle's place, people kind of consider you like a spy, or like they're just like hesitant about like embracing you fully because they just haven't like sized you up. So this man was just like really open, and he was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Let's say my surname is Dube. He's like, oh, nice to meet you, Matt Dube. You know, I'm going to marry you. But it was like a jokey thing. That's why I call him work husband, because actually he would joke that I'm his wife, and how every month he's getting like a sum deducted from his paycheck going towards my lobola by my uncle. So we had that bond of like, oh no, I've known you since last year. You're really friendly. He also was like really chivalrous, because before this man Tumi was in the picture, he was doing like the walking me back to my to the girls' dorm. He's like buying me food. Like once, if you get a tip, he would like, oh, give me $1 and say, buy yourself some chips. You know, it was like, we were friends. We were cool like that. So now it's his birthday. I want to do something for him. I'm planning to bake a cake. He's like, why are you so attached to this man? I'm like, no, this is my friend. I'm not going to let this man go. And I'm thankful I did that, because later on, this man comes in handy when Tumi was not around. So, well, having these fights, I'm distancing myself from him, kind of. Like, we're still fine. We like, I hadn't broken up with him, but I just didn't want to hang out with him. Like, he'd watch movies on his own. I'm like, I'm not joining you tonight, or whatever. And the sex was getting like less frequent. Like that, and up until that point, we were having it almost daily. After this, it was like, maybe 3 times a week, or twice a week.
That's still a lot, you know. That is still a hell of a lot more than some people are having.
Yeah. So we start having these fights. At this point, my work bestie also comes in. This is like a girl that I met last year as well. She's a close friend, like a confidant. Like, I really trusted her with my life. So that's who I was hanging out with around these days. There's an incident where we had to be removed from our dorms, and like they had to put people in there because they overbooked the venue. So now we staff are losing our our usual sleeping place, and we have to make alternative plans. So people are sleeping in closets, whatever. And me and my work bestie and work hubby, we find 2 tents, and we decide, we're going to sleep in tents rather than going into a closet where you have to wake up earlier before business starts to get out so people can clean and whatever. So whatever, we get the tents, right? And I obviously ask work hubby to erect the tents because he's going to erect his own tent. So that becomes an issue later on, but let's move on. So it's just like, I'm trying to keep up this friendship with work husband, because like, I'm not going to just dump my friends because you want me to give all my attention to you, right? Also, like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong by like hanging out with him. Like, everyone here in this company knows that we have been friends. So why would I stop now just because you're in the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. So next thing, randomly on like a Monday morning, I go to the bathroom, wipe, there's blood, but it wasn't the usual blood. Like, my flow, when it comes, it's obviously like a darker red, but this was like pinkish liquid, which gave me a bit of a cause to be scared, because I'm like, what's going on here? Why is there blood? But also, my period is supposed to come in 2 weeks. So why am I bleeding prematurely? And my cycle has been regular for the 11 years that I've had a period. It has been coming at the same time,
on time, yeah,
for the same days. It looks consistent. This is not my period flow. So I'm there Googling. It's telling me that pink liquid or light pink blood with discharge or whatever could be an indicator of implantation. I'm like, implantation? They're like implantation.
Fertilization.
Yes, the eggs have combined. Like, there's no ways. At this point, also, like, work is really busy. So it's not like I can just say, oh, I'm going to go see the doctor. So this bleeding continues for Google was telling me implantation bleeding takes 2 to 3 days. This bleeding lasted for longer than that. It lasted up to 6 days. So at this point, I'm like, something is off. So, but I can't go see the doctor because I'm at work. So I stay. And then when I'm off, I finally go to the doctor. I go to the doctor, I'm telling him my symptoms, it's itchy down there, there's this pink liquid, blood, whatever, there's discharge, whatever. And he's like, it's most likely gonorrhea or chlamydia, but I'll give you an antibiotic that treats both. Didn't do. Yes. So he's like, I'll give you an antibiotic that treats both. I fork out $60 for a drip and some antibiotics. And this is a significant amount of money when you take into account the fact that I'm only earning like $200. So I'm like, damn.
So wait a minute. Did the doctor do a pregnancy test first? Or
no.
Or there was no need because he's using obviously his professional expertise to say, this is giving STI.
Yeah. No, we didn't do pregnancy tests at this point because I'd also gotten my period for that month.
Right.
So it was like in between. We're like, let's wait until the next period. If you miss that, then we'll do tests, obviously. So chlamydia diagnosis, I'm like, fine. I go back to work. Before I'd left work, I'd told this man about the symptoms, by the way. I'm like, I'm feeling this, and that. And if it's an STI, I'm sorry, but I'm no longer going to continue this relationship because I'm tired. My sexual health has been very bad since I started engaging with you. And he's like, no, you can't do that.
But hold on. You said just your sexual health has been very bad since engaging you. You had something before as well then?
No, it's just this, like, not my sexual health, but like just, I feel with all the incidents of the sexual assault and now this, like, I just don't feel like my body is my own. Like at that point, I felt like I was just existing in my body. I wasn't like, I just wasn't feeling myself. So I'm telling him that, no, if this is positive, I'm out because I've experienced too much with you in the realm of our sexual activities.
Okay,
So he's like, no, you can't do that, please. Like, relationships are all about forgiveness. It's easy to say when you're the one having to be forgiven. When you're the one forgiving, it takes a toll. So I'm telling him this and he's like, fine. So he liked to sulk if like you're not giving him what he wants. He's like, it's fine. So he starts like ignoring me, like silent treatment up until the day that I go to, like for my off and I go see the doctor. So we are not on good terms at this point. And I come back, it's dark, it's like 6 p.m. The sun has set. And the car that I got also refused to deliver me to the gate. So now I'm like, who do I call? Luckily, male bestie or like work husband, sorry. So I call work husband to come fetch me. And in that moment, I was very grateful that I hadn't listened to this man because I'm like, imagine now we are not talking to each other. You're not going to come fetch me from the road because you're upset and I get mugged on the road. So work husband comes to get me. I get to the camp safe. And out of courtesy, I tell him, when I went to the doctor and I'm telling him this, when I described my symptoms, I'm telling him that, doctor, I'm very newly sexually active. You've been treating me for the past like 6 months. So you know my story. Like I have no experience with any of this. I don't know what's going on with my body. And he's like, where did you say this man is? And I'm like, he's at work. We work together. And he's like, and you're newly sexually active. How do you know you won't get reinfected again? Like you're going to have sex with him again and just get reinfected. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that, doc, because like I'm done with him or whatever. And he's like, I don't think it's that simple because you're going to be tempted to have sex with him. You're telling me right now that you've been bleeding for 6 days, but you had sex 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah. Point.
Yeah.
Very strong point.
Yeah, it's like, you people clearly don't have self-control around each other, so I don't think you're going to prosper. And I'm like, no, this time I'm serious. This is the last chance and then I'm finished, you know? So I go back, and out of courtesy, I let this man know that it was indeed chlamydia and you need to go get treated.
Yo.
He's still giving me the silent treatment or whatever. But he's like, it's like silent treatment. Like, I think he had a sort of bipolar disorder. Because one moment he'll be like stonewalling you like he's cold and whatever. And then the next he comes and he's like, no, but please. Like he's begging you again. So it felt like, what do you want from me, actually, at this point? So I tell him this, I go hang out with my friends. And we're over at this point, like he's seeing that I'm not budging. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So life continues. Like 2 days later, he's still in like this mood of his. And what would happen, how I knew that he's like, okay, not how I knew, but like he was being very childish in all this. Like the next morning after this, I'm walking with my work bestie, the girl, and some other girls. And obviously, when you come across people in the morning, it's customary to just say, good morning, who and who, or good morning, guys. Instead of saying good morning, guys, and keeping it general while we're walking like towards reception and he's there doing whatever he's doing by the pool. He's like, he specifically names everyone but me. He's like, morning, Ningi, silence for me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't really give a damn. So keep it pushing. And then the next day, I think we're expecting like big groups to come. So that cousin from the spaza shop comes to help out with activities. And obviously, as a friend, he's concerned also. And as his cousin, he's pulling me aside. He's like, so what happened, Neo, between you and Mtumi? I'm like, what is he telling you? Because I just had a suspicion that what he's telling people is not the full story.
Yeah.
Because when he apologized...
Before you tell me what he had been saying to people, etc., etc., being told you got chlamydia is... I'd like to imagine is a bit like, whoa. I don't know if it's treatable. It's not treatable. I'm assuming yes, it is.
Yeah.
How did you feel knowing you had it from him?
I don't know. I was shocked, obviously. I was like, who would have thought? But the thing is, my friends had obviously told me when I was telling them all these instances of us having it unprotected, they were like, please be careful because one of these days you're going to get an STD. So when I finally got it, I was like, hey, consequences. These people told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like shock at like, consequences are actually real. But also I was like, once I Googled and I found out that it was treatable, I was like, okay, fine. It's not HIV. So at least.
So, look, this is just debate. It's not debate, it's just conversation.
Yeah.
But what you're impressing on me is you are scared of pregnancy because it's visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's visible, but I think you're thinking about more you're thinking about the more long-term consequences of becoming a mom. And I know you did say you didn't want to repeat what happened with your mom.
Yeah.
Because that's for life, right? And then you've literally, in the last 30 seconds, just mentioned at least it was an HIV, which could potentially have lifelong consequences, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
So was your fear of STDs in general less because you knew they could be treated and whatever consequences are temporary?
Yeah.
And just pray to God that it's not HIV that you catch in between?
Yes.
Okay. Now that could be quite reckless.
Yes, for sure.
What I'm just trying to understand what made you want to be like that. Was the sex that good? That the prospect of lifelong things that could change your life was an afterthought?
I honestly didn't think of STDs when I started engaging with this man. I was like, I don't know. I think probably because of the age, I was like, is it really possible? Like, I don't know. I feel like the younger you are, probably the less exposed you could have been. So I was willing to take my chances. I was like, probably not.
Okay.
I probably won't get anything. Like, I should be fine.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
Okay. So now the cousin pulls me aside, right? And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, no, tell me what he's telling you. And then I'll tell you my side of the story. Cousin tells me, oh, he's telling us that you didn't respect him. You kept like messing around with work husband. And he just didn't feel like you were in this as much as he is because he's done his best to respect you. And there was a time when we were fighting about this whole work husband issue also, where he mentions that I also have a female bestie, but you don't see me calling her here so that I can hug and what, hey. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, I wasn't taking him seriously, especially when it came to this man, because I'm like, I work with him. Like, I can't get rid of him. It's not like we are in town and like I can like choose when I'm going to expose myself to him. He's here every day. And I'm not going to like just start ignoring him because you are in the picture. So, yeah, he was telling me all this. Also, there was a time where I think what made him use this excuse of work husband when people were asking him, what's up with you and Neo? Is because at some point, like when I was still experiencing the symptoms, but I wasn't sure. And I was like just distancing myself from him because of what we were fighting about, the stalking and stuff. There was a time where I'm facilitating like a group for conferences. And when people come for conferences, they obviously have that like venue hire and then they do activities after. So the group that I'm facilitating is doing archery and they've just finished and left. And the person that does the activity or guides the activity is work husband. So when this group that I'm facilitating leaves, like they've now left the property, they are done with their package. I'm sitting there with work husband. It's like 4 p.m. The sun is about to set. We're sitting by the bench of this archery section. And I had a nail cutter in my pocket. And I'm telling work husband, oh, I need to cut my toes because I don't know, I think it had fallen out of my pocket. And he's like, why do you have a nail cutter on you just randomly? And I'm telling him, oh, I wanted to cut my toenails later tonight. He's like, no, let me cut them for you. So I sit down and my feet are in his lap and he's cutting my toenails. And this man, Mtumi, walks past with like 2 of the other guys. They were going to check on some maintenance issues, some pump somewhere. And they all are looking at me and work husband sitting there with my feet in his lap and he's cutting my toenails. So he comes to fight me about it like later that night. He's like, do you understand how disrespectful that is though? Like people are seeing my girl with her feet in someone else's lap. Like what's that supposed to mean? And I'm like, these people know we're friends. I don't know. I don't know. Like I can kind of see from his perspective how that could have looked disrespectful.
I mean,
but also, this is my friend.
Yeah, I know. Look, I kind of get both sides of the coin. I really don't have a comment about that, except that I would want to be that guy who walks by and sees that. It's just not a good look. In its innocence, you know. Go on.
Yeah. So he's telling me that this is the story that he's telling people. And I tell him my side of the story. Obviously, I'm leaving out the chlamydia parts or whatever. But I'm telling him that, no, we've been fighting. He just doesn't want to let go. Because I have explained to him, like I did try to break it off at some point also, like with this long distance thing earlier on. And he was like, no, we'll find a way. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, if you insist. So now I'm telling him that no, I'd actually tried to break things off with him because of long distance and he hasn't been hearing me. And I'm telling him that no, I plan to leave. Like at the end of this month, this was now in March. So end of March, I was set to leave. This is like beginning of March. So I'm telling the cousin this, like, no, this is because long distance, I won't be able to handle it. I'm trying not to, just not to make a big deal of it, but telling them that I have my reasons for breaking it off with him. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Next thing, everyone is becoming a relationship therapist, Tinto. After I talk to the cousin, next comes the chef. There's a girl who was a chef there who they share the same clan name or totem or whatever. So she's asking me, what did you do to my brother? I'm like, hey, guys, it's because of long distance. I'm just giving the same excuse to everyone. I'm like, I'm not going to, I just don't want you in my business to the point where I'm telling you, and then he did this, and then I'm just like giving the generic excuse, long distance, I can't do it. And he's not okay with that. He doesn't want to accept that. after this comes another guy who's his friend. He's telling me, but no, you guys are good together. You know, you've helped him so much. He's so different now that he's been with you. Like, this man used to smoke cigarettes. He stopped smoking cigarettes and now he only does weed. He used to be so angry. Now he's like calm and very like, I'm like, hey.
The pressure's mounting. The pressure's mounting to stick around.
Exactly. But also, this was like the wrong messenger. For me, I was not even hearing this third man who's coming to tell me, oh, this could have changed him. Because I don't envy his relationship, to be honest. Like, he was, I don't know, I guess misogynistic is the word. But like, I just didn't like the way he behaved in relation to his woman. Like, there were times where, like, at reception, a car pulls up, it's a bunch of girls who are here to have a good time together. It's like a girls' outing. He's standing there and he's peeping out of the window, like looking out whilst leaning against the counter. And he's like, that girl is fine. And he's talking to another guy who's there. That girl is fine. Even my woman would understand if I were to cheat on her with that one. And I'm like, So in my mind, it registers that these are the kind of men who believe that a woman must endure whatever abuse you want to subject her to. So shinga and just like take it, but like he knows where home is. So when you're giving me advice, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not taking you seriously. And then obviously there's the other people, because there were like 5 couples at the same time in this company. So a few of, let's say 3 out of 4 of those couples, we used to drink together. Remember how I said we used to have drinks with our coworkers? These people are also trying to say, what's going on, guys? Just make up. These people are trying to convince me for their own benefit, because they're like, we have a stock well of alcohol here. When we want to drink, everyone is contributing. If Neo wants to leave this group because she's no longer messing with this man, that affects our budgets. So I'm just seeing like these arguments that you people are trying to give to get me to get back with this man are not working. So anyway, it continues in silence for like a week, I'd say. And then we get to, I don't know, it was a very busy weekend and my work bestie is here. She was like a casual waitress. So they'd call her in again once we have like demand for people. Work bestie is here and she's being given a message. She's been given a love letter or a letter. Let me say it's a letter because there was nothing about love in there. She's been given a letter to give to me. It's from this man. He's telling me, no, I'm so sorry. I can't lose the light that is you in my life. Please forgive me. Let's try and work something out. Like, I'm willing to wait for you. Wada wada. I tore that letter up and I threw it away. I'm like, if he wants to talk to me, he must come to me direct. I'm tired of him and his messengers. So I tore that letter. And then like the next day in the evening, he catches me and he's like, can we please talk? I give him the chance to talk. He apologizes. He's like, I miss you. He was just talking about how he misses me and he can be better and whatever. And I'm thinking I have less than a week left in this company. So what's the harm? I'll block you when I leave. I take him back.
So you were thinking that this for you is short term, and because it's short term, I can tolerate it because I'll be leaving anyway.
Yeah.
How about the fact that you had dealt with so much already by yourself? The various forms of abuse now, and now the STD, the STI. There's really nothing looking bright for you here. So why not end it there and then? What was keeping you there in particular? Still the sex?
I think so. I think it was close to my ovulation or something, because I don't know what made me make that decision, but I made it.
Okay.
I made it just so that we could be in the good books and have sex. So I sleep with him a few more times. The days are moving along. And then on my last day, I leave. But then once I get home, the manager calls me. She's like, we wanted to have a farewell for you guys. Are you able to come back just for one night for the party? And I tell my parents, I'm not going to be here. I'm going back there. I'm like, I'm going back for the one night. just, as a last hurrah with the people, because I had genuinely like good relationships with most of the people there. So I wanted to say goodbye formally to those that I hadn't said goodbye to. We delay in town because me and work bestie are going back, like the casual waitress friend. We were buying alcohol and whatever. So we delay in town. We get there just after 5, like everyone's knocked off. They thought we'd be there around maybe like 3 before everyone goes home. So I didn't get to say bye to some people because they had to go home. But anyway, the party continues. They had baked a cake for me and another one of the girls who was also on attachment. And that night, I'm like, this is the last night. Who knows when next I'll be getting dick. So, so I slept with this man. I forced him to, well, I didn't force him. I convinced him to like break into one of the rooms there so that we could have sex on a bed because you're
not about to make things rocky.
Exactly. I was like, for my last night, at least I'm gonna afford me this luxury.
So wait a minute. Not to get too much into your sexual escapades and all of that. It sounds like you've just had one really good experience on the mattress when they had that place to themselves, and you were asking for pleasantry here. So where was all of the other stuff happening? Still in the bush and on the rocks?
Everywhere, Tindo, in the mountains, housekeeping closet, a stall in the ladies' bathroom. Where else? Honestly, the zipline landing place. Let me see it. Where else?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Some balconies of like the chalet.
It's okay.
Table by the gazebos. Yeah, there are many venues.
Okay, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah. So we break in through the window because we couldn't go to reception and just like get keys for one of the rooms because there's people hanging around using the Wi-Fi. So it's like, why are people taking keys? Who's checking in at this hour? So there was a window that was slightly ajar, that had been left ajar by housekeeping. We're like, chance, we go into the room, we remove the sheets, we do whatever we're doing. And then we go back to the party. People are drinking games and us spin the bottle and whatever. It's a vibe. It's now time to go to sleep. He's walking me back to the girls' dorm, right? And on the way to the girls' dorm, this man keeps saying, can we have one more round? And I'm like, I'm not in the mood, please, I'm done. Like, I already gave you like 3 rounds while we were in that room. What more do you want from me? He's like, no, but this is the last time I'm seeing you. I'm like, no, we're done. But like, just that persistence annoyed me because I'm like, I already told you no, and you keep asking for more. But anyway, I get to the room and whatever, it's fine. The next morning, he walks us back, me and Bestie, to the main road. He's walking us back. I catch a ride back into town, and that was like the last time that I saw him. I kept talking to him like on WhatsApp, but it wasn't like anything hectic. Like I said, I don't really respond much, but like he still had access. Let me put it that way. He still had access. He could call me. But we get to I cross over the border. I'm now in another country waiting for my visa processes and whatever. And that's when I managed to block him. And that was like the last I spoke to him. Really, like that night, there wasn't really anything else that he said to me that was like significant. But that's how I managed to escape. I think if I had stayed there because of that proximity and the constant exposure, I probably would have like continued to entertain him for some reason. But I
it's
knew
not for some reason. The reason is quite obvious.
Yes. But I knew early on that this was not going to be long term. I just struggled to not take him back for some reason. Yeah.
So this lasted how long? 2-3 months?
3 months. 3 months. 2 months in a relationship. The first month was just us being friends.
Yeah. Did he ever explain the sexual disease to you, the infection?
Oh, I did ask him if he cheated when he asked to talk that time before we made up for the last time. I was like, did you cheat on me? Like, where am I getting this disease from? He's like, I don't know. I haven't honestly felt any symptoms, so I don't know where it came from. And from my Googling, it's telling me that chlamydia doesn't show up in people. It can take months sometimes to like present symptoms, and males are less likely to even have symptoms at all. So I just chalked it up to it being like maybe from a previous partner, and he just didn't get checked up because he's not like on top of his sexual health. He's not getting tests or whatever. Yeah, but he said he had not cheated. Yeah.
Well, we all know that's not true because you don't come across as having done anything else. You already hadn't been sexually active, and he was the only guy that you were with.
Part of me actually wondered if it was the New Year's Eve guy, but I was like, I feel like I would have had symptoms way earlier if it was that. Because by the time these symptoms presented, it had been 8 weeks, like 2 months in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll never know.
Interestingly, your lesson number 3 is when it comes to selfish people, learn to put yourself first because they're doing the same. You're talking about this in relation to me, right?
Yes.
Do you know this?
Like
do you know this applies to you too?
How was I selfish?
Because you wanted to have your sexual gratification until it was time for you to leave. You always knew you were leaving. You always knew this was short term. You always knew this wasn't going to go anywhere. You always knew he's not good for you because he's sexually assaulted you. You also knew that he's giving you an infection.
Yeah.
But all the same, you wanted to have your sexual desires fulfilled.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
So I just thought I'd highlight that to say, hey man, I don't know if you realize, but you kind of had the same going in your end. You had a selfish requirement that you needed to be fulfilled, and it was fulfilled until such time that you decided to leave, and then you're like, okay, I can't do anything about this anymore because I'm out of the situation. Proximity is no longer a thing, so it's gone, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was selfish, for sure.
Right, so just play these back. Number 1, that was wild, by the way. I don't know how I feel. Well, I say wild, and literally everything was happening in the wild with you guys, literally.
Oh, yes, before we wrap up, sorry. I just remembered, during the chlamydia week, a friend of mine who's like in Australia, so it's like a long distance friendships, she reaches out, and in her call, she's basically telling me that I need to end things with this man, because I'd been posting about like some of the things that would happen on my close friends and just like updating them, asking for advice or whatever. And she's telling me that you are willingly keeping yourself in this situation. I'm struggling to feel bad for you. And if you don't leave him, I'm actually going to disown you as a friend because I'm tired of hearing about this.
Ooh.
So that was one of the wake up calls that made me think, hey, I'm about to lose a friendship of 10 years. Yeah.
You have some people who say to you that friends can't give you ultimatums and they'll get upset with your friend. But I, on the other hand, really rate that, because a real friend will call out stuff that is endangering you.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get your treatment for your chlamydia can have some really horrible lifelong consequences. You could have been a different person altogether because of that. And she wouldn't have been the same friend potentially. I don't know how she would have been if she needed to help you and take care of you at the time. But people like that are gems.
Yeah.
Because they are also protecting themselves from how things might be and having to deal with a different version of you in the future, which maybe they might not know.
Yeah.
So are you guys still friends now?
We are. I love her so much.
I hope she listens to this podcast. Because,
she will. I'm going to send her.
Yeah, because I want to give her a shout out and say, friend, keep doing what you're doing. You are an absolute gem.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that, Neo.
Thank you for listening.
I'll just play back your lessons. Number 1, aim to be equally yoked in relationships, because settling for incompatibility will have you constantly compromising, shrinking, and explaining yourself. Number 2, don't remain in situations where you're losing more than you're gaining. Girl.
No, but all I had to gain in this relationship was the sex.
Do not minimize it because you said, let me just have one more of these before I go. Right? Yes. That and the lesson following is yours too. which is when it comes to selfish people, learn to put yourself first because they're doing the same. 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
Put yourself in that bucket too. Number 4, another person's trauma insecurities are not yours to fix. That's something they have to process on their own. What's that about then?
Oh, I didn't touch on that one actually. Well, we kind of touched on it in like the male bestie situation with work husband, right? But there were also instances like in the very beginning of this relationship, there was a time during pillow talk where this man is asking me like, oh, do I actually please you? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, no, it's like, am I big enough for you? Or like, do you feel satisfied with our sex life? And I'm like, yeah, no, you're fine. And then towards the end of this relationship, like in that break where it was actually around the chlamydia time, actually. We had a group of people come in for a conference as usual. And he saw me talking to this one guy in the car park who was part of this group. This guy was genuinely just asking me for like advice on his girlfriend, on like, oh, my girlfriend wants to become a chef and I see that you guys are doing such a good job here and you are doing your job well as like coordinating this conference. So like, do you have any tips that I could share with her so that she can achieve whatever she wants to achieve? And then this man, like he walked past while I was talking to this man. And I get back to the bar where my work bestie was sitting because she was the waitress. And she's telling me, your friend just came here and he was bad-mouthing you with this guy talking about how you are a whore. And I'm like, because I'm talking to a man in the car park and you don't even know the context. But also just generally me talking to a man, even without the context, like how do you equate that to me being disloyal? So that for me was like, oh, this man is actually insecure. Because also when he asked if he was pleasing me, he had said, I'm just asking because girls always leave you for someone who's bigger or whatever. And I'm like, who cheated on you in your past?
Yeah.
So going forward, like whenever we'd have sex, I tried to like slip in a compliment here and there to be like, oh no, you've made me really happy or whatever, just to like reassure him. But that clearly wasn't working because he was still thinking, oh, she might cheat on me with this male best friend or with this random client. Yeah.
Okay, I get that. No, that means lesson number 4 lends quite well.
Yeah.
Number 5, always believe actions over words.
Here he was like he kept telling me he had my best interest in mind, but then you're doing things that could get me pregnant knowing that I'm like applying for this opportunity. Yeah.
And it was always just what he wanted, right? Which is, look, I don't care about that. I care about me having a good come.
Yeah.
Number 6, just because they apologize doesn't mean you must take them back. Come on, needless to say on that one. But girl was thinking about the D.
I honestly could have avoided a lot if I just cut it off there.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Number 7, never stay with someone because of other people and their opinions. You are the one experiencing the relationship. You don't need to say more about that. That was fairly clear with what people started saying. Number 8, good sex is not enough to sustain a relationship. Yeah, no, it was. It was for the time.
It's not sustainable.
No, it's not. It was for the time that you're in. But also bear in mind, you said in your closing words, because the proximity, you knew this was going to die. So it may have sustained it if you were closer, I think. I don't know. Neither do you. We can't say. But because you made the proximity comment, So yeah, good sex, yes, is not enough to sustain a relationship. That is true. There's a whole lot more to us as individuals than we have than just sex. Number 9, don't dump or lose your friends for a relationship. Yes. And then number 10, don't shit where you eat. Don't date at work. It worked out for you though. Yeah, it worked out for you. You were enjoying rocky behavior.
I almost died.
You were enjoying rocky stuff.
Yeah.
But yo, thanks Neo. That's an incredible story. And you guys have been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host Tinto, and I will catch you in next weekend's episode. Peace.
Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over. Let me talk about my feelings. Yeah.
rudo imoto runotokuchidzirwa mai.
Love is a fire.
Rudo imoto runotokuchidzirwa mai.